Hey, and welcome. I'm Lorelei of Namasturm Yoga. We're going to do a vinyasa flow practice today, so join me on your mat. We're just going to sit for a minute here, really just to prepare ourselves for the practice to come. So take your hands to your knees, maybe shoulders back. Let the spine become aligned. Head just floats up on top of the neck. Close the eyes, just tune into your breath here. So with a vinyasa flow practice, our goal is to really follow the breath throughout the practice. So sitting here in just a simple position, we can actually start to get connected to our breathing, which then we will hopefully remain connected to throughout the practice. So maybe give yourself a moment here just to transition to a new Ujjayi breath. Light narrowing of the back of the throat as the signature feature. But then secondarily, and important for our flow practice, we want to create a nice, steady, even rhythm of breathing. Something that's sustainable, so it's not super, super deep, but it should be pretty consistent with no pauses between the breaths. So it might feel a little bit like a little bit of a stronger breath than maybe your everyday breath. So maybe a little deeper than that, but not over the top. You should also be able to listen to the breath here. And once you've got that going, then we can start following it. So on an inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, take your palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach out and up. Maybe look up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. And then this time, inhale, reach the arms up. And on an exhale, we'll twist to the right. Just a really simple upper body flow here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, twist left. Now this time, inhale, reach up, interlace your fingers, press your palms to the ceiling, but keep your shoulders a little bit soft. Keep the flow of breath, even though we're going to hold here for a moment. And then take the right hand to the floor, left arm up and over, and just give yourself a good side stretch. Feel free to sink deeper if you can and want to. And then coming back through center, just switch sides. Going to the left this time, left hand down, right arm up and over alongside the ear. And then come on up, and then without losing the flow of breath, let's transition to tabletop, hands and knees, and go right into some cat-cow stretches. Inhale, head and tail, lift chest and belly, drop. Exhale, tuck the tail, arch the spine. Inhale to your cow. Exhale, find your cat. So all of this so far has really been warming up the spine and the upper body a little bit. We're going to get into the legs in a moment. So now inhale, cow, and as you exhale, drop the hips back to heels for child's pose. Inhale, back up to cow, and then exhale, downward facing dog. And we're just going to flow in and out here. So knees back to the floor. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's pose, alternating on your exhales here. Inhale, cow. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take one more cycle of that. Follow your breath. And your breathing rate might be different than mine, so don't hesitate to move a little faster or slower than me depending on your breath. This next time you arrive in downward facing dog, go ahead and hold. Take a little time to pedal through the feet, bend one knee, let the opposite leg straighten, Any other way you like to warm up in down dog, that's good here. So just give yourself a chance to kind of warm into this pose. I feel like down dog is kind of a hub or home base in a vinyasa practice. So we really want our bodies prepared to be here. This should feel ultimately balanced with a little bit of effort, but also some ease there. And then from down dog, let's go ahead and lift the heels, reach the right leg into the air, let your hip open, stretch the toes for the ceiling. Root into the hands, keep the shoulders level. And then look forward, step the right foot up to the top of the mat with the knee over the ankle, lower the back knee, low lunge here. Sink the hips forward, reach the arms up. Deepen into this stretch. And then hands to the floor, right knee back to meet the left, and let's bend the elbows to lower the heart between the hands, coming all the way down. And then inhale, cobra pose. We're just gonna roll up and down a couple times. So exhale, rolling back to the floor. Inhale, press down to lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press down to lift up. Exhale, lower down, and then this last time, let's just hold for a couple breaths in good old cobra. Shoulders back and down, heart forward, soft legs and glutes. And then downward facing dog, and we'll do the other leg. So up on the right toes, lift the left leg up, swing the hip open, but keep the legs straight. Reach the toes for the ceiling. Shoulders should stay level, so we're still in down dog with the upper body. Neck is relaxed. Look forward, step your left foot up. Same thing as the other side. Carefully lower the right knee down. So starting off with just some really easy basics here, just to kind of get our body woken up, warmed up, checking in, seeing how things feel today. And then when you're ready, hands to the floor, left knee moves back, and we'll do the same thing really, so just bending the elbows to lower down, but we can just come right up to cobra. We've already warmed up this pose. Just give yourself a breath here. If you want to move to up dog, slide onto the tops of the feet and let the thighs rise. And then roll over the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a couple good breaths here. And when we're just holding in down dog, I think it's useful to think of lengthening on the inhales by pushing the hands down, lifting the hips up. Deepening on the exhales, maybe melting your heart back towards your thighs or gently straightening the legs and dropping the heels. And then inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the feet to the top of your mat. Have them about hip distance. Soften up your knees. Let the upper body just hang, sway, dangle, allowing for a really drapey, ragdoll kind of forward fold. And then keeping the knees bent, let's just roll up to standing. Shoulders back and down. All right, walk the feet together. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Press the feet down, charging up the legs without locking the knees. Let's inhale, reach the arms out and up. Maybe bring palms together, look up, and then exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Tune into the breath. We're going to prepare for some sun A's. We'll take the first one a little slower. We may hold a couple of our poses, but we want to stay following the breath even when we're holding. Get that rhythm going. And when you're ready to move in, inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, swan dive forward over the legs. Let's take a couple breaths in Ardha Uttanasana here. So root into the shins to lengthen the torso. Head away from tail. And if your hamstrings are open, you can slide your fingers down your shins to your ankles, maybe even put them alongside your toes on the floor. But keep a long neck and spine. And then trying to keep the neck and spine long as you bend your knees, plant your palms, and step back to plank. And let's hold plank a couple of breaths here as well. Now as you lower down, you might choose to take the knees down first, but if you're going through chaturanga, again, we keep everything long, bend the elbows, the shoulders have to shift a little forward, and you end up hovering above your mat, flip to the tops of the feet to come to up dog, and then roll over your toes, lift the hips, holding in downward facing dog. So with vinyasa sequence, of course, we can continue to work with knees on the floor, lowering all the way down, taking cobra, but you can also work with chaturanga, up dog, that transition where the knees never come down. Up to you, take this practice at the level that works for you. When you're ready to move ahead, inhale, look forward, exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse the swan dive, come on up. Exhale, palms together. And now really our full body warm up here is just a series of sun A's. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high to low plank. You can also jump right to chaturanga if you like that practice. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. And then just one inhale here. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Half lift. And fold, reverse swan dive, and palms together. And this is just a simple repeat. We'll do a few more. I'm going to stop cueing so you can really focus on your own breathing and your own rhythm. Okay, let's keep going until you get to your next down dog. And you may not land there at the exact same moment as me, and that's fine. We'll hold. So if you're there a little early, just hold for a few extra breaths. And I'll hold for a few breaths too to wait for you if you're a little behind me. You can always substitute child's pose for down dog if you feel like this isn't giving you enough of a break. That's fine. And then let's take the right leg up. This time, let's keep the hip nice and square. So classic down dog split here. Look forward, step the right foot to the top of the mat. This time, high lunge, coming all the way up to crescent pose. Front knee over the ankle. Straightening out the back leg, lunge deep, reach the arms up. And then we're really just going to keep it simple here. So we're moving into some of our stronger basics, but nothing complicated. Take a vinyasa to get back to down dog. Left leg up on an inhale. Take a couple breaths here. Step that left foot forward, high lunge crescent pose. Find your stability, steady your gaze. And then take your vinyasa. Of course, anytime you want to skip a vinyasa entirely, you can do that as well. So feel free to just go straight to down dog if that's what you need to do in a transition. All right, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step walk or hop the feet to the top of your mat. Half lift and fold. And let's go ahead and come to chair pose now. So Utkatasana, knees over toes. Feet should be together, so you can do it that way. Reach the arms up. Navel in, tail down, so it's much less butt back than it is, even though we're in a little bit of a zigzag. And then let's take it to a twist. Left elbow outside of the right knee. Push the top palm down into the bottom one. Turning the torso here. And then standing on the right foot, we're going to step the left foot back. Coming back to our high lunge, but keeping the twist here. And then fly the arms. Reach in all directions. Float on up. Arms extending out. Right arm back, left arm forward. And now we're just going to completely rotate like 180 degrees to come to warrior two. Just let yourself turn around, pivot the back heel down, palms face down. Now look out over those right fingertips. Turn the front palm up, reverse your warrior, just one breath here, stretching back, and then hands to the floor, vinyasa. Breathe. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step walker, hop up. Half lift and fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. And let's twist the other way. So we got to do both sides. Left palm presses down into right. And stepping the right foot back, high lunge twist. Fly the arms. Floating up, keep the twist, keep your balance. And rotate. Warrior two. And turning the front palm up, reverse, and right into vinyasa. Modify, skip vinyasas as needed. And we're in downward facing dog. Let's inhale, take the right leg up. And just a little bit of core work. Exhale, knee to chest, shoulders forward over the wrists. Inhale, press the leg up. Exhale, tap the right arm. Inhale, down dog split. Exhale, tapping the left arm. Inhale, lift the leg. And exhale, step that foot forward. Let's take warrior one. Back heel pivots down. Float on up. Virabhadrasana one. Lunge deep, back heels down. And then hands behind the back. Let's interlace the fingers, taking a humble warrior. Shoulders back and down. Keep the back heel down as you let your upper body sink forward. Relax your neck. Let's come up a little bit with the torso, but keep the arms. Let's transition into a variation of Warrior Three. So transfer your weight to your right foot, float the back leg up. Keep the head reaching forward and arms reaching up. From here, let's carefully release the hands and step to chair pose. So bend both knees, place the feet side by side, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha, and so on. So Vinyasa here to get back to down dog, where we'll do the other side. From down dog, inhale, take the left leg up. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, down dog split. Exhale, knee to the left arm, just a little tap. Inhale, lift that leg. Exhale, knee to right arm. Down dog split again, and step the foot forward. And again, we're taking Warrior One. So set up your alignment, right? So every time we're in the pose, a new pose for the first time in a practice, we just want to make sure we're checking in. Back heel down, hips square, front knee over ankle, all that good stuff. Shoulders over hips. And then we can take our variation, Humble Warrior. Really, the legs shouldn't be changing, but they will continue to deepen, right? So the lunge can deepen, and it might even be accentuated by dropping the weight of that upper body down. Relax your neck. And then coming up a little bit with the upper body, transition to this variation of Warrior Three. Float the back foot up, straighten your standing leg, breathe into it, find the balance. And then coming back to chair. So let go of the hands, bend both knees, place the feet side by side, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. And once again, making your way back. And breathe. Let's inhale, take the right leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward. Inhale, Warrior One, and then we're going to straighten the front leg. Step the back foot in a little bit and fold, pyramid pose. Back heel stays down, trying to keep the hips level. And then we're going to walk the fingers forward, move to standing split. Just transfer your weight. Float the left leg high. Now let's see if we can transition from here to eagle pose. So we're going to first keep the leg in the air. We're going to come up with the upper body, maybe palms together in front of the heart. Find your balance as you come up, and then cross the left leg over the right, sink the hips down, and then let's take our arms out, and then the left arm is going to go under the right, wind the arms, lift the elbows, sink the hips. Garudasana. And then from here, right to chair pose, Utkatasana. Just unwind, plant the left foot. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. And Vinyasa. So keeping it warm with the Vinyasas. Of course, if you want a cooler practice, just skip those Vinyasas. Let's take the left leg up on an inhale. Exhale, step it forward, starting with Warrior One. And then straighten the front leg, step the back foot a little closer, fold for pyramid. Try to keep those hips aligned. So notice if one is like completely skewed. And then fingertips forward, lean in, float to standing split. All right, and then just a little bit of a challenge for a balancing transition here. Lifting the upper body, keep the right leg in the air, float up with the upper body, and then when you can, take that, toes touch down, okay, it's not the end of the world. But cross the legs, sitting into your eagle pose, arms out, and then the right arm's gonna go under the left. Lift the elbows, sink the hips. And then unwinding the legs, feet to the floor, chair. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. And moving through Vinyasa to get back to down dog. And breathe. Let's take knees to the floor. We're just going to do a little interlude here. Let's take a dolphin pose. So bringing your forearms to the ground. Elbows under shoulders, press down, tuck toes, lift knees and hips, heart back. Take the right leg up into the air, reach the toes for the ceiling, give it a good lift. If you want to, bend the knee, really point the knee into the air. And then put the right foot back down and switch sides. Don't lose any of that lift. Forearms press down, lift the left leg up. Maybe bend the knee, point the knee up, letting the hips open a bit. And then left foot down, knees down. Let's come on up and take a camel pose here, Ustrasana. So keep your toes tucked, hands to the hips or to the heels, chin in or head back. Keep your hips over your knees. And then supporting your waist to come up. Hands back to the floor, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step walk or hop your feet up. Half lift and fold. And then coming through chair pose, Utkatasana. Let's straighten the legs, come to standing. Step the feet out wide for Prasarita Padottanasana. Parallel your feet. Hands to your hips and fold. Nice wide-legged fold. Hands between feet, lean forward, head hangs heavy. If your head comes to the ground pretty easily and you feel safe, you can take a tripod headstand from here, creating 3 points of the triangle with your hands and your head, and then letting the feet float up. And reach through the toes to take the feet back down. Hands into the hips, come on up. Turn the right toes open, arms out, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Tuck that right hip in. Stack the arms. And from triangle, let's move to half moon. Maybe left hand to the hip to transition, bend the right knee, reach those right fingers forward, float the back leg up. Top arm up as well. And then if you want, you can take Ardha Shavasana here by bending the top knee, reaching the foot behind you. Grab hold and pull heel away from hip. And then let go of the foot. Let's go ahead and just walk the hands in, step the left foot back, plant the palms. Take a good vinyasa here. From down dog, take the knees back to the floor. Let's take another dolphin pose. We're just gonna add on a little bit more here. Elbows under shoulders. Tuck toes, lift knees and hips, right leg up. And this time, if you want, just take some little hops up off your left toes. Head's not on the ground, of course. And then right foot down, left leg up. If you feel confident coming to a forearm balance in the center of the room, you may, but don't kick yourself over. And then toes to the ground, knees to the ground. Come on up. Another camel pose, Ustrasana. Maybe extend the toes this time. Maybe hands to heels or keep them on your waist. Chin in or head back. And support yourself. Come on up, hands back to the floor, back to down dog. Take a resting breath or two if you need that here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet to the top of the mat again. Half lift and fold. Once again, chair pose. Good old Utkatasanas. Everyone's favorite, right? Straighten the legs, come to standing. Let's take the feet out wide. We'll do a second variation on Prasarita here. So this time, let's go ahead and reach for those big toes. Feet are parallel. You can start with your hands on your waist, but once you get halfway down, grab for the toes, pull up against the toes, and then move your heart down. Let the elbows bend and the shoulders stay away from your ears. Relax your neck. And without crushing your fingers, lean a little forward. And then let go of your toes, float on back up. Let's do our standing poses on the left side. So pivot on the left heel, arms out. Simple triangle Trikonasana pose. And moving it to half moon, right hand to the hip. Bend the left knee, Ardha Chandrasana. And then optional variation of Ardha Shavasana. Try to do what you did on the first side. And then when you're ready, letting go of the foot if you've got it, just turn to the floor, rotate, step the right foot back, and give yourself a good old vinyasa. Vinyasas kind of clear out sequences and poses, so if this still feels good to you, keep taking them, but if not, you can of course opt out. Let's take knees to the floor again. So this time we're gonna go into a headstand. If you don't feel safe practicing headstand, you have a couple of variations of dolphin that you can just repeat. So whatever makes most sense for you. But if you are confident, comfortable going upside down here, go ahead and set yourself up for a headstand, and we'll take maybe a minute or so upside down. You may also choose to come to a wall if that feels safer for you. If you're inverted, reaching through the inner edges of the feet, letting the tailbone reach to the ceiling, really trying to get vertical, taking the bend out of your waist.
And then when you're ready to come down, really try to use a lot of control coming down. So don't just give in to gravity. Try to build the strength to come down slowly, which will ultimately be the strength you need to come up with tons of control. Whether you're piking down or coming down with one leg at a time, try to land softly.
And then let's take a child's pose here. So if you were in headstand, stack your fists, place your forehead on the stacked fists, hips on the heels, and breathe into the back body for a moment here. Okay, and let's come back to down dog. So just walk those hands out, tuck toes, lift knees and hips. And let's walk the feet just a little closer to the hands. We're gonna do a nice twist here. Left hand comes over to grab the outer right leg, pull your torso underneath, like you're looking under your armpit. And then switch directions, left hand down, right hand to the left leg. Pull under here. And then walking the hands, step, walk, or hop forward. Take a half lift and fold. And we're gonna go back to chair pose, Utkatasana. And then as we come up, we're gonna stay on the right foot, pull the left knee up and in. And I'm actually gonna move to the other side of my mat just to show this a little better, but we're gonna hold on to that knee. And then we're gonna reach with our right hand for the outer left foot. So hang on, and then push the foot into the hand, straightening out the leg and the arm, and then take the left arm behind you, opening to the side. Dancing Shiva here. Now we can take our dancing Shiva into another half moon pose. So transitioning while balancing, a little bit of a challenge, but just play with it. Let go of that front foot, and then trying to keep this facing of your upper body. Let the leg move underneath you. Steady your gaze to help keep your balance, reaching the right fingers for the floor. The left arm reaches up and the left leg reaches back. And then we're gonna bend the front knee and step back long to come to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, and then let's take an extended side angle. We haven't taken this one yet. Top arm overhead. You can work with forearm on the thigh and a really vertical upper arm, or if you want to go deeper, start to bring the fingers behind your ankle. Keep the sides of your torso nice and long here. And then reverse your warrior, stretch back and take another vinyasa here. And then when you're ready, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop those feet to the top of the mat. Half lift and fold. And once again, chair pose, so good Utkatasana. And then as you straighten the legs, right leg comes up into the chest. Hold, stabilize, balance on that left foot. And then you can go ahead and reach your left hand for the outer right foot. Extend the leg forward, turn your torso open. All right, and then doing the best you can with this transition. Think about what you're taking with you as you move to half moon and what you're leaving behind. So hopefully extension of limbs stayed with you as you moved from one pose to the other. And if you lost a little in transition, you can re-extend. Bend your left knee, step back. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. and extended side angle. Variation you took on the first side, try to repeat on the second. And reverse it, and vinyasa it. Breathing in down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step walk or hop the feet up. Half lift and fold. And one more time, chair pose. Utkatasana. And then we're gonna drop our hips to the floor and take boat pose, Navasana. So reach the legs up, reach the arms out. We're just gonna do a teeny bit of core work here while sitting. So we're gonna go ahead and curl into a ball, but try not to put your feet on the floor. So keep yourself balanced on your sit bones. And then we're just gonna go back and forth. Inhale, boat. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tuck. And so on. So follow the breath here a few more times. Feel like you're working from the center of your body. Okay, and then we're gonna come to one more boat pose and hold. And then bringing palms together, we're just gonna twist to the right, and then back to the left, and to the right, and to the left, right, left. Same thing. One more time each side. And then let's lower down. Let yourself come all the way to your back. Feet to the floor. So we're gonna take one more back bend here. We've already done a couple camels, so we're pretty warmed up. If you wanna go into a full wheel, go for it. But if you wanna stay with bridge, just keep it simple here. If you wanna take a wheel, of course, hands near your ears. Make sure it's safe. Elbows up, fingers towards your shoulders. I always encourage coming to your head first, getting those shoulder blades really plugged in, and then straightening the limbs to come up. 5 to 7 breaths. When you're ready to come down, lift the heels, tuck the chin. Slowly return your spine to the floor. Let's take a good supine twist here. Right knee into the chest, left leg extends. Use the left hand to pull the right knee across the body, and then reach your right arm out and turn your head to the right. Switch sides. Left knee in, right leg out. Twist lower body to the right, upper body to the left. Come back up, knees to chest. If you want to roll your knees around in a circle to kind of massage that low back, go ahead and do that both directions. But then we're going to roll shoulders to hips, so give yourself a little momentum. We're going to roll back up to one last boat pose. So see if you can just kind of land right in it without the feet dropping to the floor. And then reach for those feet. Extend the legs out. Heart forward. Pull the legs towards you. As you move your heart in, you might even be able to bend your elbows and deepen the fold. Maybe legs out wide.
All right, and then bend the knees, tuck the heels in, Baddha Konasana. I'm gonna slide way back on my mat. All right, and then just use your elbows against the knees if you need to. We're coming towards the floor. We've done a lot of standing, so now we're getting to our finishing poses here. These should feel really nice and rewarding. Let's keep the left foot tucked in, take the right leg straight out. Little Janu Shirshasana here. So angle your body towards your right leg and fold down. And then coming up, let's keep the left foot tucked in here, but we're gonna stack the shins. So just place your right shin above the left. And we're just gonna do a short double pigeon stretch just for a little bit of a hip opener. So ideally the foot is over the knee and the knee is over the foot. The shins are parallel as opposed to having the heels tucked in by the hips. Folding down, breathe. All right, try to take 2 more breaths here. And walking the hands in, come on up. Let's just switch to the other side with the hip opener, and then we'll do the other side forward fold. So just restack the legs with the left over the right now. And again, try to get the shins parallel as best you can, and then folding down into it. One more breath. Walk the hands in, come on up. And now you can keep the right foot tucked, just straighten the left leg out, and we'll take Janu Shirshasana on the other side. Engage your left leg, angle towards it, and fold. All right, and then come on up. Let's cross the legs so we can end our practice. I do encourage you, however, to take some time in Shavasana after the video ends, just so you can really release your practice. Give yourself some time in corpse pose to let go and enjoy some stillness. But for now, let's inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Close the eyes, tune back into the breath.
And we'll finish up our shared practice with a simple bow forward. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining me today and sharing this practice. Namaste. All right, take care. Please do let me know if you like this style of practice. And if you have any questions or comments, you can leave those for me as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I do hope you'll join me again next time. Bye-bye.